Welcome to our lore review for the 7th episode of the 2nd season of The Mandalorian. As always, references are brought to you by our personal collection of books, the Cardass Library. The opening shot reminds us of old art, possibly from a West End Games book. If we think of it or find it, we'll follow up in a later video. The New Republic symbol seen on the droid's chest originated in the Heir to the Empire sourcebook. It's the old Alliance symbol surrounded by 15 stars and a circle. The ISB referred to here is the Imperial Security Bureau. It dates all the way back to 1987 in Star Wars, the role-playing game. You can also see here mention of a droid named Dio. Sound familiar? The ISB was greatly expanded on in further West End books over the next several years. They were a political rival to Imperial intelligence and part of the civilian government. Years later, Decipher would retcon this character from A New Hope, Wolf-Yularen, to be a colonel in the ISB. Vehicles like this are collectively known as Juggernauts, and are referred to as such in the episode. The idea for such a vehicle came from Joe Johnston's concept art for The Empire Strikes Back. A decade later, West End would name the vehicle and make it an official part of the Imperial arsenal. It wouldn't be an episode of The Mandalorian without unnecessary fistfights when ranged weapons were readily available. Cool moral equivalence, bro. Aurebesh translation. If only someone had thought of a TIE escort weeks ago. Aurebesh translations. These two screens will show clearer views of the graphics. Aurebesh translations. Oop, I thought we'd already gotten past that one. Aurebesh translations. The dots you see are sometimes used as an alternative numbering system on Star Wars screens. Should have just checked his Twitter profile. Aurebesh translations. Based on the rank plaque and the rank cylinder, this officer can be identified as a major in the Imperial Army. The rank system shown here was designed by Kathleen Hunter. It was released in the aforementioned Imperial sourcebook. Same energy. Let's go back to the scene where Slave 1 is seen rotating on some kind of gyro as the passengers are seated. How does this tie into established lore? Let's take a look at the Incredible Cross-Sections books. The first one says, as Slave 1 comes into land, the cockpit capsule rotates to keep Boba Fett and any passengers upright. The one for the Attack of the Clones era Slave 1 offers the following. Cockpit console originally rotated to allow internal maintenance and observation of prisoner hold. Each deck's artificial gravity reorients depending on flight mode. It's completely plausible that Boba Fett modified the ship he inherited from his father. We appreciate the creators of the show trying to get that lore correct. And now I'd like to bring in the Outer Rim lightweight champion Din Djarin, who has an upcoming match with Moff Gideon. Din Djarin definitely needs to work on his promo skills, not to mention his character advancement and story arc.